So I had a vision to write a collection of anecdotal essays for stay-at-home moms. So that's what I did. I wrote, My Lima Beans Are Allergic to My Spoon. I got that title from my then 4-year-old daughter, who actually said that to me at the dinner table.
That's adorable.
Isn't that great? As soon as she said it, I thought to myself, this is a book title. So as I was compiling these essays, drawn from my own life as a stay-at-home mom, I thought, yeah, this is going to be the title. So I self-published that through a POD publisher that was really great to work with, BookLocker. I think they're still out there on booklocker.com. And
the book is still available, or?
Oh, wait, Jose. No. You know how your earliest writings you wish nobody could see? It's one of those. It's not horrible, but I've grown so much as a writer. I'd rather not. I mean, it's still like there are still like used copies of it available, but I let my yearly contract for the POD part expire, so it's not available anymore.
I self-published one back when I was 20. That I don't even reveal the title anymore unless you see me in person, and I use it as an object lesson. There's one copy out there that's available for $1,000, and I figure if somebody's willing to pay that, it's yours. But I bought up all the cheap ones. I understand.
Awesome. Yeah.
So okay, you published that, and that doesn't slake your thirst. You're still ready to write more. So what happens next?
Well, I had actually branded myself in my head as an essayist, and I truly believed that I couldn't write a novel. We just believe things about ourselves, and I felt like I had found my niche in writing nonfiction, short, anecdotal, humorous essays. I felt comfortable. People were responding really well. People were laughing. You know how good it feels when people laugh at something you write, right? So I was enjoying that, and never really had any aspirations to write a novel. Then I read The Little White Horse, and that changed everything. And I don't like to say negative things about other novels, even old novels, That's why I don't leave reviews on Goodreads and Amazon. I'll mark off that I've read something, but the writing community is small, and I want to be a voice of encouragement to people. So they don't need to know my opinions. But
I mostly agree, although Atlas Shrugged will make you a worse person. Don't read it, esteemed audience.
Okay. Fair enough. There's always that one outlier, right?
That's where all my hate goes. Yeah. Straight for Ayn Rand.
So my daughter, who is now a writer herself, was a voracious reader. At the time, she was maybe 9 or 10, and she read this book. I bought it for her because I don't know if you ever saw the cover, but it's got this what looks actually more like a unicorn on the front cover, and it promises this wonderful mythical tale about this magical horse/unicorn, and it just isn't. And so she read it, and she liked it. So I thought, well, I should read this book because she liked it. And so I was actually curled up in bed reading this middle grade book and really not liking it at all. And as I was reading it, I actually had what sounds like a very arrogant thought of, I could do better than this. I had never had that thought before, But the reason I hated it, and I didn't even have words for it at the time. Now I know that as a writer, I can say the protagonist in the story had no agency. Everything happened to her. Everything happened for her. She didn't propel the motion of the story at all. She would go to bed and wake up, and somebody had mysteriously laid out all of this riding clothing and stuff. So I guess I'll go riding today, that kind of thing. And you would sit there and go, really? Really? And everything just going to fall in your lap? And it was just so boring. So I decided I would try it. And that's how it all began.
Kind of sounds like, I'm not going to say the thought I had. I had a bad thought, and I'm swallowing it, and I'm a better person for having done that. Good. Okay, so it's being a good mom that propels you to read this book that your daughter's interested in, that now propels you on a quest to write a better book. And was it always going to be a middle grade book? What's the plan?
I didn't even have a concept of middle grade, young adult. I just knew story, and I just knew I want to write a fantasy. And what came out in this mess in my head was a fantasy story with two protagonists, one that was at a middle grade age and one that was a teenager. So I didn't know what I was doing at all. I really didn't. So I didn't have a label for it. I just knew that I wanted to write it. And one of the neatest things that happened, even though, of course, it was terrible. Of course it was. But my 10-year-old daughter read it and loved it so much that it inspired her to start writing. And she began to write with gusto. I mean, she started to write novels, like, right away.
This was your book that inspired her?
Yes, my very bad first novel.
So being a great parent strikes again.
Yes, and I didn't even do it on purpose. That's the amazing part. Yeah. So, and she's a writer today. We have the same agent. And I just am so proud of her. So it's just really neat the way that all worked. So.
Do we want to shout out this agent who is thought worthy to represent both you and your daughter, or do we want to leave them anonymous?
No, because I love her so much. It's Jillian Boehme with the Kristen Nelson Agency, and she's phenomenal.
Danielle, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on the show so we could learn more about how you are so talented that you've been able to wrote two amazing authors. But everybody else listening, don't write any more queries. She needs to focus on Jillian and her daughter, obviously.